Hi there, I'm Vincent Boss and I provide dating and self-improvement advice. And in today's podcast, we're going to be discussing 3 reasons you can get your ex back. I provide audio and email coaching to help people try and get their ex back or get a new girlfriend or boyfriend. Check out my website for more details. www.dateme.tips. Please check your spam and junk folders if you are expecting an email from me. So now let's get back into today's podcast. And today we are discussing 3 reasons you can get your ex back. If you have gone through a breakup, you might be wondering if it's possible to get your ex back. There is no 100% guaranteed way to get an ex back, but there are good reasons as to why you can be successful. In today's podcast, I'm going to be telling you 3 reasons as to why it's possible to get your ex back. Please let me know in the YouTube comments if you are a dumper or dumpee. So let's get straight into this, and number 1 is you have proof of concept. When 2 people are in a romantic relationship, they are feeling a high level of romantic emotional attraction for one another. These are special feelings and prove that it's possible for you 2 people to have a romantic relationship. This means that you and your ex are a rare combination that have proof of concept of a romantic relationship. If it happened before, then technically and theoretically, it could happen again. Even though one or both people have now lost romantic emotional attraction for one another, there will likely still be some connecting elements that still exist between you. So if you are wondering if you and your ex can ever get back together again, having a proof of concept is very, very important, because if you can understand that previously you connected, then there is no reason to think into the future that might not be possible. Now, of course, the breakup has now taken place. One or both of you have lost romantic emotional attraction. And this could have been for different reasons. Maybe you have grown in different directions. Maybe there was an action which caused one of you to lose romantic emotional attraction. Obviously, things are not looking their best at the moment. You are not together in a relationship. But you were once together. You were once in a romantic relationship. And this is rare. When you think of the possible permutations of people who can connect in a relationship, it is very rare. You can't get into a romantic relationship with every single person you meet. That is why when people become single, they often find it hard to get into a new serious relationship, because they realise that new people that they meet are unlikely to be compatible to that level. It is not common to be able to connect with someone in a romantic way, and hence you have proof of concept with your ex that this once took place, this was possible, and hence in the future, even though right now things aren't working out, in the future you never know what may happen, because you are likely to still have some elements which connect you in a positive way. So now let's get into point number 2 and the second point of today's podcast, the second reason as for why you can get your ex back. And point number 2 is the fading effect bias. So the fading effect bias is the theory that negative memories lose value sooner than positive memories. This means that as time moves on, the negative memories from the relationship and breakup will fade sooner than the positive memories which were shared. 2 people are more likely to look back on a previous relationship with a smile the more time that has passed since the breakup. This is one of the reasons why a dumper can start to regrow romantic emotional attraction for their dumpee in the future. So if we are to think of a fading effect bias, the best way to really understand it is to consider that as you move forward, all of the memories which were shared between you and your former partner are still there, but the negative ones will fade sooner over time. So we're not talking about somebody actually forgetting that something happens. Of course, that is not likely to be the case. It's not likely that somebody is going to forget a negative thing that happened within your relationship. They are not going to forget something which happened which caused them to break up with you, theoretically. But what will happen is that as more time moves forward, the person who is thinking of these memories will think of the negative memories with less power, with less value. They will have less meaning. Yes, they will remember what happened, but it will not hurt them as much. It will not seem quite as bad. It will not seem quite as painful. Whereas the positive memories, which were shared between two people in a romantic relationship, those memories will still burn stronger for a longer period of time. So as time moves forward after a breakup, negative memories will start to fade into the background and positive memories will be more to the front. And of course, if two people were in a romantic relationship, they would have had positive memories together. Two people don't get together if they are not feeling positive about each other. Two people do not get together in a relationship if they'd not built positive memories even prior to them becoming exclusive. That would have happened at the very, very beginning before they was even connected. That is why they would have connected. And when the relationship started, there would likely have been a honeymoon period where everything seemed fantastic. And again, all of these thoughts, feelings, and memories will still burn bright in your mind as you move forward. Whereas the negative memories, the memories which possibly caused the breakup in the first place, they will start to fade somewhat. And hence, as I said, this is one of the reasons as for why a dumper can start to regrow romantic emotional attraction for their dumpee as time moves forward. Because even though they ended the relationship and they had reasons to end the relationship, as more time moves on, those reasons seem less relevant. So now let's get into point number 3 and the final point of today's podcast are 3 reasons why you can get your ex back. And number 3 is connections. So whether you have children together, mutual friends, or acquaintances such as work colleagues, there is a good chance that you and your ex have connections which make it possible to hear of each other's life updates. Passively hearing about your ex can grow intrigue and can grow romantic emotional attraction. This is a technique a dumpee can use to their advantage if they want to try to get their ex back. Living a positive life will enable a dumper to hear of improvements from their ex and may over time generate feelings that cause a dumper to reach out to their dumpee. So using that example, a dumpee can use this to their advantage. If you have acquaintances, if you have friends of friends, if you have children together, of course, there are many possibilities as for why you might know somebody who also knows your ex. And if you as a dumpee start living a positive life, if you start doing things which other people would seem positive, which other people would see as attractive, if you live that life, then there is a very good chance that this information will get back to your ex. You don't have to actually tell them. But if you have friends of friends, if you have acquaintances, if you have children together, whatever the situation might be, this type of information can drip feed back to your ex and it can start to grow intrigue. It can start to grow romantic emotional attraction. And it can get to the stage where a dumper might start to regret their decision. They might be thinking, look, I ended the relationship because my dumpee wasn't doing this, or maybe they was doing something bad, they was doing something like this. Whatever it might have been, if they can then hear that their dumpee is no longer living that life, that their dumpee is living a more positive life, doing more of the right things, doing less of the bad negative things, then this can start to get into a dumper's mindset. It can make the dumper think, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I should have given my dumpee the benefit of the doubt. Or maybe I made the right decision then, but my dumpee has clearly changed. And I'm intrigued now. I'm really, really fascinated to see what they would be like in person. Maybe I will reach out to them. And this is why connections between exes always give a possibility of you one day getting your ex back, because this type of information can drip feed back to your ex, and depending on their situation, depending on how they're feeling, in their life right now could generate a moment where somebody wants to reach out to their ex. You never know what life your ex is living, but you can hear stories, you can hear rumors, and you can hear theories which might start to grow attraction in your mind. And that is where you can start to think, maybe this is the right moment for me to mention something to my ex, to reach out to my ex. And additionally, they won't know about your life. They won't be knowing how you're feeling, what you're going through. Maybe you was living a really great life for a while as a single person. Maybe you was in a new relationship even. But possibly that was a rebound. Possibly it broke down. And hence right now, you are now looking yourself in the eye. You're looking yourself in the mirror and you're thinking, what can I do to live a positive life? You think back to your ex. You remember the good times because of the fading effect bias and other elements I mentioned in my podcast. And maybe you will get to the stage where you are open to reconnect again. So I hope you've enjoyed today's podcast. I hope you've enjoyed listening to 3 reasons why you can get your ex back. There is no 100% guaranteed way to do this. Nothing is guaranteed. But there is always the possibility that if you was in a previous relationship with somebody, you might one day get back into a relationship with them. If you believe that this podcast has helped you, then please consider buying me a coffee. The link to do so is in the description.
Yeah, if you miss your ex, we can help with that. Help you get him back, or we can help find you someone else. Yeah, Vincent, the relationship coach, giving you some insight, bringing you a new approach. DateMe.tips, go and check the site, giving you advice, helping with your love life. Get your ex back, or move to the next. Ain't no sweat, you know Vincent got you. Finding love ain't no problem. Yeah, DateMe.tips, check it out now.